James Patterson is this really cool author who was raised in a place called Newburgh, New York, which, to get your bearings, we're about right here. And then New York City's right there, and about 50 miles up from there is Newburgh. Never heard of it before. Anyways, he was born in 1949, which makes him, not Queen of the Nile old, but he's up there with our parents, and so you gotta respect him. Anyways, he's a murder mystery novelist, meaning, kind of like Agatha Christie, which you probably read in 7th or 8th grade. And just like Agatha Christie, he's got a character. Alex Cross, James Patterson's Hercule Poirot. He's a black DC cop who is just great at solving mysteries. Now, for those of you wondering what he looks like, he may look something like this. But for those of you unimpressed with movie stills, I created my own drawing of what he may look like. So there you go. So let's see how this plays out. We've got our boy Alex here, right? Alex. And there's this psychopath killer named Gary. Gary Sonoji or Gary Murphy. He goes by 2 names because that's how psychopaths are. We'll call him Gary for now. So, Alex starts off his day, and there's these murders happening in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. Now, he's very close with these murders because of just the situation. I won't go into the gruesome details as James Patterson's style does. Now, Gary seems like a nice guy, and he teaches at this private Washington, D.C. school. Now, here's where the trouble happens. These 2 kids go to the private school. One is the son of the Secretary of the Treasury, and the other is the daughter of this famous Hollywood actress. Now, Gary Sonoji one day decides to kidnap him. So they're out of the picture. Alex Cross is left with a tough mystery, and he's pulled off of his case from the cities. In comes Jesse Flanagan. The buxom blonde. Ooh, Alex, save me. Now, Jesse Flanagan is the head of the Secret Service. Now, the 2 kids were both guarded by Secret Service agents. And once they got kidnapped, there was obviously some problems with the Secret Service agents. So Jesse teams up with Alex to go save the day. So what we have here is a murder mystery, a kidnapping mystery, and a love story. You see how this all plays out? I can't tell you much more because the book is broken up into 6 parts. Each part changes the story dramatically and, sets up areas of conflict and all kinds of other good cacophony and euphemisms and onomatopoeia. Now, one of this book's major themes is about racism, meaning that, race doesn't matter. But for those of you that don't have an idea of what racism is, here's a pretty good example. You see that gorilla over there? Yeah, well, you're a gorilla.
Hi, my name is Mark Twain, but that's not my real name. I was born Samuel Clements in 1835 in Florida, Missouri, and not the other way around. Why should you read my story? My story was written in 1889, and it is a wonderful story about the knowledge and the power that comes with knowledge and overcoming the barriers of life. My character, Hank, overcomes these barriers of life.
Have you ever felt out of place in your life? Well, I know I have. Hi, my name is Hank, and I'm a Connecticut Yankee. And right now I'm in Camelot. Boy, it's cold, but this came after I got involved in a crowbar fight with the man at work, and now I'm stuck here. Oh, it's so cold.
Well, here I am in Camelot. After being taken by a brave knight of the Round Table, I was sentenced to death at the stake. However, using my superior knowledge of history, I was able to deduce that a total eclipse of the sun would happen upon the time of my burning. I told the people that I was casting a magical spell. Their feeble minds could not deduce that I was in fact lying. Now I'm one of the most feared magicians in all of Camelot. They call me Sir Boss.
What do you think of Sir Boss?
Sir Boss, that punk kicked me out of a job. I used to be the most feared wizard in all of Camelot. Now he's got that job.
Sir Boss beeth the greatest wizard to pass through Camelot ever. Gee willikers. If I could be like him, why, I'd be mighty, I'd be strong, I would breaketh my spears upon the heads of those who oppose me.
Soon after my initial spell was cast and I was elected as the right-hand man of the king, I was asked to perform another miracle. So I blew up Merlin's tower. Soon after, a young princess came to the castle and supposedly had a problem with a bunch of ogres and her princess sisters.
Tell us about your adventures with Sir Boss.
Sir Boss! Well, where to begin? Well, I was trapped in this castle with a bunch of other princesses like me, all nice and pretty, right? And I escaped because I was guarded by ogres and stuff, and I was really scared. I hope someone would come to save me, but I escaped, and I went to Camelot, and I was looking for a prince, and that's when I found Sir Boss. And he was kind of cute, and he was a nice guy, and so we went on lots of fun adventures together, and we met, what was his name? Morgan Le Fay. Morgan Le Fay, Fay was it? Morgan Le Fay, we went on trips with Morgan Le Fay, and yeah, we had a great time. I love him to death. We're best friends now, and jeez.
I could tell she was lying, but I should do this quest anyway to gain the respect of the people. Well, in the end, these supposed captured princesses had been turned to pigs that only I could see, and the princess, who we shall name Sandy, could see them as the real princesses that we were. And we later released them into the wild, only to be never seen again. On my expeditions with Sandy, I saw many things that pleased me. For example, I saw billboards of knights promoting the soap and toothpaste that I had created in my factory. I promoted thoughts of freedom and to the free people. The free people were not so free as they believed, and merely had boots up the rear end of the nobles, the king, and of the church. Well, I spread technology through those lands. I even had a few knights of my own. I performed miracles at wells. That made the nobles very happy. In fact, I even got them to bathe once again. I spread my technology through those lands. People cherished it. Unfortunately, they used my technology to build weapons, and it merely led to a war. But for what happens there, you're going to have to read the book.
Now that I've pen Mrs. Rosati's approve, why don't you?